Libra, how you doing? Welcome to your monthly reading here for March. March is about marching forward. March is about action. After the purification of February, getting things sorted, getting things purified, of where you want to be going, what you want to be doing, and stuff like that. Now is a case of putting it into action. And it's got to be said, for the first 2 weeks, most signs have had a difficult time of trying to get it into, getting it into action. It's sometimes difficult to walk the talk. And sometimes it's difficult at the beginning to get into your stride. So, but then the general outcome is once you get into your stride and you stay true to yourself, things really do pick up by the end of the month. So I've just given you a little bit of a heads up before we start more than anything else. Welcome to this channel. Welcome to the Astroflower family. Here's the overall energies for the reading. This is the karmic message for your spiritual, emotional, and relationship side. Here's the karmic message for your material side. This is week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Or you could say influence from the universe, influence from your past, influence from your future, and the general outcome. So, yes, hope you have a lovely reading. Let's just see what's going on for you. Overall energies. Didn't want to come out there. So, overall energies for Libra. 5 of Wands. Who else got that? I think it was Aquarius who got that. That was a big feature in Aquarius. I think the struggle here, because it's the overall energy, I don't think it's one thing on the outside, and I don't think energy is fighting against you. I think it's the inner conflict that needs to be dealt with, and to be the best example for you, not for anybody else, but for you. So then you feel at one with yourself, and being the best example of yourself does sometimes involve a little bit of internal conflict, and I think this is. The overall energy here will be bringing things, concocting things around you that will allow you to explore that, allow you to really sort of quell those doubts within you. So then you can just get on and be with the person you want to be with, or to do the job you want to be doing. Whichever, I think it plays out on both sides of your life here, much as the material side as the emotional sort of side. Let's just see what's going on the karmic path on your emotional side. You get the King of Pentacles. Yeah, I think you're looking for security, looking for, and you know what you want. This is it in the way of security. That's what the King of Pentacles is all about. You know what you want. You've learned how to get it in a very mechanical sort of sense. Now it looks like your karmic path is to go after it. So there's a lot more sort of, as I say, security within your relationships that are around you. And it is a bit of sitting in your power and sitting in the best example of yourself, I think, as well. That's what it's all about, quelling those sort of doubts and actually knowing your future. In your first week here, you get the Moon card. This is what I said in the first 2 weeks. It seems to be complicated sometimes to get that journey going. Once we've been sitting for a long time, it might be, your muscles are not attuned of going on a long walk. Now it's a case of realizing this and opening up as you go and you step forward. You're going to be discovering new things about yourself and about life around you. And I think there's a bit of a surprise as well for you in the first coming week. I think you're going to surprise yourself, kind of going, oh, I didn't know I had that sort of in me. I didn't know I had that sort of like, that sort of aspect of me within me or within the people around you. I think there's a lot of things that come to the surface that make you a lot more, that actually brings you a lot more security in your life and makes you feel a lot more secure about where you're going. Yeah, it's about discovering a lot of the things as you actually go ahead and start that journey, but and dealing with the things as you go from one thing to another. You get the Justice card. I think this ties out. So in the first week, it will be a little bit like, should I stay or should I go sort of scenario here. Testing with the things that come up on the surface around you. But in the second week, I think this is where you start finding your rhythm, start finding your balance within yourself. This is very much a Libran card. And balance is what they call Libra in French, because it is about the scales of, the balancing scales, as it were, of life. And this is where I think you find that harmony and that security within you in order to have your, to get your just desserts, to get your justice, to get, to have reason within your life because of that security that comes through. And then you get the Strength card. Staying true to that, I think, and that understanding, that balance, and that harmony that you've created within your situation because you're being the best example of yourself. This is in the third week. You're going to have to stay true to it because it comes in ebbs and flows like everything in life. So you're going to get these moments of sort of discovering a lot of things and bringing things up to the surface that you didn't really recognize. And then you get that harmony, bringing things back into balance. And then you got to stay true to yourself because that's where you could sort of like, you could have a lapse in your confidence in yourself. I think it's being true to yourself and quelling those doubts and quelling that inner conflict within you. What's the general outcome? You get the 9 of Wands. I think with this Strength card here, you're building up healthy boundaries, sort of saying, if I really want to have a decent life, I can't have that in my life. I love you dearly, but I can't have that in my life because that, deranges, it causes that conflict, that inner conflict within me. And that's when you've got to go off on that journey. Take that staff and go off on that journey in regards to spirit, emotions, relationships. And you can really start, putting in some decent distance here. And I think this springs out of that confidence that grows up within you in the third week of March. And it's now blatantly obvious for you where you should be going. Those healthy boundaries are there to stop you repeating and doing the things that you've done in the past that don't really serve you to do. On your financial side, you get the Page of Wands. This is a time to explore your passions in regards to your finances, in regards to your job, your business, your projects. Just trying things and seeing how your passions come alive. Because I think that's where you're going to get the best results, when you're going to get passionate about something, and it is a learning curve as well. And that is a learning card as well. It seems to be you're learning through action now this month here. Putting things into action will help you to understand how your business works, how your career path is working, or how your projects are working. And it's going to bring you onto ultimately to being a knight and going off on a mission. On the first week, you get the Devil card. The devil's in the detail and stuff like that. The devil will show you different pathways. Not all of them will necessarily be good for you. And I think this is what you've got to learn. I think this is part of that learning curve as well, which you're going through. And it seems to be that there is a lot of that, a lot of temptations or a lot of doubt that's sort of thrown in your direction in the first week on both on your relationship side or your emotional side, but as much as well within your business and your projects and stuff like that. But also the Devil card is the devil is in the detail, and that's also the learning curve that you could do according to your passions more than anything else. On the second week, you get the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, there's decisions to be made here. I think it's a case of seeing within the detail here, seeing what works for you in the way of passions. and following those things that work for you rather than anything else. And it's revealing that second week, it's revealing what actually works for you in regards to job, business, or projects. In the third week, this is where things really start gelling for you, start coming together. And I think this ties in with your page of wands. You've learned how to do this, and this allows you to then, as you've tried out sort of different angles within your career path, your business, or your projects, you've been trying that out by the looks of things in the first couple of weeks. In the third week, this is allowing you to actually open the door and start sort of networking in a very sociable aspect in order to, could be on social media and stuff like that, and running a business on social media. It's that sort of thing, and then encouraging the joy of living within your chosen career path and your business and stuff like that will bring you the results, will bring you the good results. Yeah, once you start connecting into it, you get the 8 of Cups here. This is going off on the journey and allowing, because you're learning about a whole new aspect of life, I think, here more than anything else, with that card there. This is now sort of saying to you, as you come into the networking front and start feeling at one with your choices or the direction that you're taking, this now just is almost sort of saying, your curiosity is sort of saying, how far can we take this? What levels can we take it to? So I would allow your curiosity to be your guiding star in a way. Walking off, not necessarily into the unknown, but walking off with your newfound understanding of a business or a career path or a job, and start sort of pushing the limits, seeing how far you can go with it. Let's just do a bit of clarification with the Light Seers cards. Thank you very much for being here, Libra. Really do appreciate it. Hope you get the best out of these readings. There's loads of links in the description below where you can book up private readings with myself. There's also our sister channel, Cymatic TV, which is a channel all about energy. And loads of things to discover around the Astroflower. Thank you very much for being here. Let's just see what's going on here. You get the moon again. Yeah, I think these unknown things is about yourself. Sort of like kind of saying, I didn't realise I had that in me, as I said earlier on with the moon card there. And I think you're discovering it on both sides. There's a lot of discovery going on. And when you discover a new thing, that's when that internal conflict comes up. Is this good for me or not? It doesn't have to be beating yourself up, obviously, but it's a questioning of the situation. And you should be just orientating yourself towards the best example of yourself. I think you're rebuilding yourself after maybe an emotionally trying situation. And your karmic path is knowledge of that. Knowledge of what caused you pain in the past. And sort of using that knowledge to actually stand in your power so you do not go through that pain again. Basically. So you're not repeating the similar sort of situations. And that's where we get the 9 of Wands as well, with the healthy boundaries. So are you destined to split up with someone? With a partner? It's possible for some, but it doesn't seem to be playing out in the rest of the cards. So I think it's more of a thing from the past more than anything else. I think you're finally getting over it. Yeah, I think this moon card here I think you're going to be surprised how good you can get it. And I think, as I said, I think you're going to be surprised how good you've got within you. And you're going to be kind of sort of saying, I never realized I had that within me. And that's what's going to make you shine. That's what's going to bring you back to that place of harmony and balance and well-being within you and within relationships that are around you generally. But it's mainly about how you are feeling and being at one with the relationships that are around you. Justice, yes, I think you're getting harmony from some sort of situation which was disappointing. I think this is in the second week here. Once you realise the depths or the great pleasures you have that are within you, and that what you can explore within life, I think this is where you can then say goodbye. This moment here, you get closure on a disappointment of the past in the second week. In the second week of March, you get. I think things, the scales of justice, tip in your favour. I think more than anything else. With the Strength card, you get temperance, patience, and strength, and courage. Yeah, I as I say, I think the third week could be a bit of a dip week where you could go back to your old ways. And I wouldn't, if I was you. I would stay true to that. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with the outside world, without worrying too much about worrying. Don't worry too much about the future. The future is long. Worry about the things that are just in front of you more than anything else. And that's when you're going to get those healthy boundaries that are going to be put into place with the Nine of Wands. With the Nine of Wands, I think that's exactly it. I think this comes out really nicely for you at the end of the month here. I think it comes out very, very clear about what you should be doing, where you should be going, and not repeating any bad stuff from the past. Those healthy boundaries are going to really help you out. You have to be strong and true to yourself in the third week, more than anything else. And I think after that, in April is going to be a really good month for you if you do that sort of thing. Page of Wands with the High Priestess. I think through your passions, this is where you can use your inner conflict in a very productive way to see what is best for you. And that's where you've got to learn about how you put your passions into life so you get the best out of the life for you. And I think your 2024 reading was all about putting you first. And I think this is where it comes into how you engage in your financial world in a passionate way. With the Devil card, you get the Four of Cups. Yeah, as I said, the Devil can offer you lots of different things, and those could be those Three of Cups there. And I think this is where you've got to distill it into one pathway, into a choice of a direction that you need to take for things that work. And I think the Devil is actually helping you to see that clearly. So then you can put it all into one cup, as it were, into your cup, into your Holy Grail, as it were. Okay, and in the second week, you've got the Two of Pentacles about choices to be made. Evident thing of sort of saying, you're seeing what works. Yeah. And this is where you've got to concentrate and make sure it works for you. This is a really important month for you within your year of 2024. Because it's going to set things up for the rest of the year. That's the thing. And I think this is where it's going to build a lot of confidence within you. It's going to quell that inner conflict. Yes, there might be people around you that want to burst your bubble, but I wouldn't worry about them. If you worry about them, you're not going to be concentrating on where you're going. And if you don't concentrate on where you're going, you will not get there. So I think there is a case here for, sort of like making sure it really works for you in the direction that you take. And that working for you is that Three of Cups. That's when you're going to start networking for you. Yeah, out with the old and in with the new. That's from that decision that you're taking. This is the Ace of Wands that you need. And it's very, very sociable. Very, very good networking thing. Good connecting with other people. It's a very, very sociable card. It gives you a lot of passions. And I think you learn a lot about those passions. As I said, on your karmic path. And in the third week, you've actually learned it. And now, with that learning and understanding, you then get the Eight of Cups. You're off following your curiosity. And you get the King of Swords. It's not just blindly running off in a direction. That's not what that is all about. That person has got a staff. It's also got he's prepared to go on the journey. So therefore, he's planned it about it. He doesn't know where the journey is necessarily taking him, but he's definitely going off on it. And he's using his wisdom, his inner judgment, in order to follow the evident path that is in front of him, which has to do with that, which also has to do with that, and that Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles as well. And here is, you can see a great distance around you, which gives you that wisdom and that ability to use that high priestess, that intuition you have within you to get the best out of life. It's a real set-up month here, a real starting of a journey in March, and it is moving things into action. And as I said at the beginning, it's difficult sometimes to get. It's like a big boat, like a cruise liner. It's not like a speedboat. It doesn't just go zipping off like a jet ski. It takes time to build up the speed, and I think this is what you're doing here. But it's a very constructive and progressive way of going about things. There you go, Libra. Thank you very much for being here on the Astroflower. I hope you get the best out of these sort of readings. There's also links in the description below for private readings. And there's also our sister channel, Cymatic TV, the channel all about energy. I'll either see you there or here, one or the t'other. Whichever it is, it'd be lovely to see you again. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.